I don't know what episode we're on, but we're doing something new. We're doing some match breakdowns. Our latest episode just released. This one's gonna be next week, or maybe a little bit earlier.
I don't think any of that makes sense to you.
Shut up, Matt. No one asked you, bro. But yeah, doing match breakdowns from perspective of a blue belt, purple belt, and 2 black belts. Try to get another purple belt here, but she doesn't want to join us. So
she's chilling behind the scenes.
Jay chilling.
All right, we're gonna go over Buchecha versus Rodolfo. One of my favorite guys that I used to watch. Rodolfo was a guy that I based a lot of my jiu-jitsu on back in the day, and Buchecha considered to be one of the greatest jiu-jitsu practitioners.
Ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Las Vegas Advanced Champion.
Wait, I played the wrong one. All right, so we're gonna restart this because
We don't know what
We
we're
already
doing.
missed some important shit.
I don't know what's going on in my life. Okay,
Okay, pause it.
you don't need to pause it now.
Okay, here's a very important thing that we need to watch. So Buchecha knows that Rodolfo is an extremely good takedown guy, right? So Buchecha is a very good half guard player. So he's gonna take Rodolfo out of his element right away by doing a guard pull. So that's something that we all need to think about whenever we go against someone that's well known in the game. Like if you're out there competing, you know this guy is a good takedown artist, right, Nick? Like you've competed, I've competed. If I know that this dude is gonna come out there, has strong judo, I'm just gonna go ahead and find my element to go ahead and pull. You'll see the grip exchanges. Once Buchecha establishes his grips, he's gonna go ahead and pull.
I like these grips he gets too right away. He gets an elbow grip and one over the collar, preventing any good solid control that he can find.
Yep.
It's like a half.
And you see how that Buchecha was already elevating Rodolfo with the butterfly grip. He doesn't let him settle because Rodolfo's pressure passing is extremely good. It's very important to keep in mind that when you start off balancing, that you do not let the guard passer settle his weight.
Just from a mental perspective too, going in, if you're a good guard passer and you get swept within the first 30 seconds of the match, it's definitely taking the momentum away from you and out of the fight.
It was really, I watched the Fight Pass last night, and it was really interesting listening to Eddie Bravo talk about guys that will guard pull, or you'll see a double guard pull, because it's he was explaining it, put it into my blue belt mind a little bit better. He was for these high level guys, it's a lot harder to pass from scratch, just on your feet instead. So you pull because it's easier to pass off a sweep than it is just on a really high level guard guy.
You guys see anything interesting right here?
Just that sleeve grip.
Yeah, he's got that
left
grip,
hand.
that sleeve grip, right?
I think, watching it earlier, just throughout the match, you just see the constant grips. You always hone about. There's always a sleeve grip or a pant grip going on.
You see how Buchecha is settling his weight? It's not on it's back
yeah.
on the end of that lever right there. So it makes it hard for Rodolfo to sweep him.
I was pretty impressed with this collar sleeve right there for a little bit. He works that leg eventually down,
Isn't that a guard that you're trying to play now, Matt?
It is.
But Rodolfo is actually kind of not known to do very collar sleeve type guards.
And he's, I was just saying he's playing with it too. He was fighting it, whereas I've just started sitting whenever someone gets a collar sleeve on me, because it's just easier.
No, it's tough. If you go we don't have to go back, but what Buchecha did very well was that elbow knee connection.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't get omoplata.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
another way to deal with that collar sleeve, just like Brandon said, is to sit.
Yeah.
I'd rather force a scramble because I don't know as much. So I'm like, for me to like just cut that game off.
Shoot, my last match in Indianapolis with freaking Dylan.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just sat because that man's freaking collar sleeve was freaking vicious.
Yeah.
And then obviously got the freaking IBGF photographer got it right as he shot him off the clock.
It did look much worse than it actually was.
Yeah. You see how he's doing like half guard right here? The frames, like he is not like letting him like advance the position. He's locked his hips down. You see how he's elevating with his butterfly grips, constantly pushing.
Yeah, he calls that hug reaction there to
See, that's a thing that a lot of guys don't do in butterfly guard. Is like to extend those legs like that to stop people from like
advancing forward.
Yeah.
Nice one, Plata.
Yeah.
I was kind of worried when I saw this one earlier. When he had the arm.
Yeah, and I'm so impressed too, like with the ability to like hold on to, like when he elevated, you like get that figure four lock, and then you just kind of like held on to it.
Like he's got his legs behind his leg
Mhm.
too.
he can't backstep.
Yeah.
But like Buchecha really wasn't in like a threat of like a submission right there. It was totally a sweep.
Mhm.
And I feel like this whole match from start to beginning, it's like just shows a lot of different aspects of jiu-jitsu, because it's like he did some inversion earlier, and
Nice
it's
leg
like
drag.
yeah, they're going to like so many different guards, and
So you see this is something that a lot of guys nowadays don't do is, well, other than Tynan, is to cook people in pressure, right?
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's like, like to your point, man, to Johnny's point, like you were saying, like,
sorry,
you're good.
That right there at that pant grip to get that leg in between his legs too,
and he's got that staple now.
Yeah.
He's like forcing him over a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this was 10 years ago too, 11 years ago. And so like, the game has changed so much in the past 11 years. But like seeing like
Doesn't this game look very familiar?
it does. Yeah. I mean, it looks like everything we do.
Yeah, you wonder why.
This looks a lot like Gustavo Batista style passing. Force that like 3/4 mount a lot. Using that pant grip to drive over.
Well, anyways, we interrupted you. Tornado guardish.
No, I was just saying that, the game's just changed so much, and it just looks, like it's very similar to what we do, but like you were saying, like there's multifacets to what we're seeing through here, like inversion, a lot of, just different techniques we're seeing.
You know what I don't think I see a lot anymore is a classic guard or that collar sleeve. I don't see a ton of collar sleeve anymore.
It's been Matisse and does a lot of like, collar sleeve.
I see like a lot of people doing like the chair guard or daily Hiva, stuff like that.
I think people use the collar sleeve to get into like K guard entries.
Yeah.
That's
Just kind of like what he's doing right here, what Rodolfo is, but he's used it for like a knee bar. I think just to get the advantage points. I don't know where the points are at right now, but
I know that I wish that they would put that on the screen.
that's what I was kind of missing.
because there's a lot of back and forth. So you notice that like bigger guys do a lot more like half guard, waiter sweep kind of things, butterfly. It's just the nature of the beast, but you get to see a lot of good exchanges. Point, they're I'm pretty sure they're pretty. I think they're equal on points right now, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Buchecha might be up on points. This was an intense match. A lot of like thinking about like the time that you have left, where you're at in points.
Right.
I feel like Brandon, how you talked about like with our prep coming up, like trying to do that 45 second every 45 seconds. It feels like almost like that, like they're doing that to each other.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
some kind
these
of offense coming.
Yeah, these high level guys, like I feel like, there's not a lot, unless you're getting cooked, there's not a lot of downtime. There's a lot of constant forward pressure. And that's where like your conditioning really comes in and just like getting ready for these comps.
Yeah.
Just got those 2 points right there.
Mm-hmm.
Either cooking or getting cooked.
Yeah.
And see, now the pressure is on Buchecha right now to get those points right now. And this is why one of the reasons why jiu-jitsu guys get like actually they say more takedowns than some of the college wrestlers is because it's just the format of like how our game is.
Sure.
Right now, like it's towards the end of the match. They need to score points. So people are just going to do reckless takedowns. And plus, doing takedowns on like jiu-jitsu guys is a little bit easier than taking down a wrestler.
That last exchange where he like came out, I was surprised that he didn't try to work like a front headlock series or try anything with, try to shoot some sort of a Darce or Anaconda or something. I know, but you could like, you could at least shoot one just to get an advantage point.
That's true.
And he's been working those legs pretty well every time he's got him like in a half guard situation.
See, he's getting. I think Rodolfo got a little overzealous right there, and then Buchecha's kind of like in his element a little bit. Half guard. I don't know how people can be comfortable in half guard right there.
And then there's that little grip yours.
Yeah, I don't.
Bash into us.
I think maybe because we don't focus on half guard a lot, but like I feel so uncomfortable in half guard. Like you said, you're halfway past. I'm like, I'm just sitting here waiting.
Here's another thing. You see how like Buchecha was constantly grabbing the feet, not letting him get the points. That's something that you guys need to work in your game. Like just because it looks like he was like 3/4 guard, like pretty much like all the way to mount, right?
Yeah.
But he was fighting every inch to not let him get the full like mount position.
Yeah. And even on that back take too, like he didn't really let him.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that a lot of us don't like do.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Does he get a takedown?
Yeah,
Does he get a takedown?
Hey,
Did I tell you about that?
No.
it looked really familiar, didn't it?
I was so mad. I was down Indianapolis. I was down 2-0. I was in the turtle position.
With an advantage. Though.
With an advantage. So I was down 2-0 with an advantage. So I was in turtle. I fought up and had a takedown on the edge of the mat, and he didn't give it to me. And so there's like 13 seconds left. And so I asked him afterwards. I was like, "Hey, why didn't I get the takedown points?" Because I was like a little pissed. I was like, "I don't care. I'll ask." I was like, "Why didn't I get takedown points?" And he's like, "Well, you were in turtle." I was like, "Yeah, it's a neutral position, right?" And he was like, "Well, even if you were in turtle, you were at the edge of the mat. It was off the mat." I was like, "No, my feet were in bounds. Like I'm a wrestler. I know to look. I checked. You can see me on camera."
Yeah.
Freaking.
People
don't forget.
I don't think Buchecha got the points either.
I'm sure he did. Just for my soul, he got them.
Grab his arm here.
Yeah, this one was pretty.
Maybe he did
Pretty
get
nasty,
takedown points. Man, I can't remember. I wish we could see the score points.
I know.
Right now.
Yeah.
Because that will determine like just how the
Yeah.
pace goes.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, I would have tapped. I would have tapped.
That's nasty.
Those knee bars that was thrown too. Because I'm a wussy. I like my knees.
You are, but that's besides the point.
Shut up. Don't be mad because I had the hardship glasses.
Because you have no heart.
Yep. I think he did score the two
For a takedown.
Yeah. It was Rodolfo trying to get that last minute tap.
Mm.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, like, if you guys want to watch some good old school jiu-jitsu, watch 4-time world champion Rodolfo Vieira, one of my favorite guys to have ever graced the mats. Buchecha is really good too, but I like Rodolfo. Rodolfo was great. I wish he came back.
All right. Any closing remarks? Let us know if you like this style. We'll do it a couple more times if it's something that y'all are into.
Let us know. It's the world's greatest podcast. I forgot to say that.
World's greatest jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu
We need to add that
Podcast.
to the
Yeah.
logo up there.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll develop this a little bit more.
Up there, yeah. Oh,
Oh, and then,
that way, yeah.
yeah.
Get it scripted going that way.
Somewhere. It's mirrored.
We're not. We don't have a roundtable yet. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna talk about that every time when we post.
And Monster, if you just sponsor us, we'll get a round table.
We've had a
Or
round
Bang.
table one time.
Or no, Ghost. One of
One
the two.
time.
One
Our
time.
new sponsor.
But not only that, just
look.
let us know what do you want to see as well.
Yeah, and if you like this kind of format, then send us matches, send us cards, and we'll dissect certain things.
Give us money.
Don't send us money.
And food. Food. Definitely food.
All right, till next time.
Yes, right here. Where's
Where's Pal?
Oh, I have short arms. games.
Hey. Us. See you on the mats.